All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Queens Talk Live. Today we are going to be discussing a couple of topics on relationship. Number one topic is going to be, does social media dictate your relationship? The other one is, what is the most thing that causes relationships to go sour? We have a call in number, so you can feel free to call in, or you can also text if you don't want to call in. So, how are you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. Happy to be here. All right.
Same,
So,
same here.
what are your thoughts on whether or not social media dictates your relationship? How do you feel about
Mm,
that?
I think for the younger crowd, it definitely does because, I remember I was in a relationship with somebody. This is going back, quite a few years. She was 7 years younger than myself. I guess, yeah, I was 27 at the time, and she was 20, and she was, very big into social media. So we were together for maybe 3 months or so, and during that time, it's like she was very big into Facebook. So I remember, like, for a time, like when we first got together, I was like her number one friend, and we were like great, like everything was great. And then as time went on, and she started changing her, just how she would react and interact, and I moved down on her friends list, and that's how I knew there was a problem. And it turns out that that led to the end of the relationship. So at least in that experience for me, I can tell that it plays a big part, at least for some people.
For me, I don't let social media dictate my relationship. Well, right now I don't have a relationship because I have too much going on to even focus on a relationship. But when
Mhm.
in a relationship, social media does not dictate my relationship. In fact, I'm one of those people that doesn't even want my relationship on. Like, if I didn't tell you I was single, you would just be wondering, is she single, is she not? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't see a
Right.
picture, you wouldn't see nothing.
Hmm.
I don't I feel like social media can also damage relationships, you
Oh,
know? So
definitely.
how do you guys feel about that? And then, when it comes to I think where a lot of people go wrong with wanting, pretty much allowing social media to dictate their relationships is they watch other people's relationships through social media. And what they don't realize is people only are going to put out there what they want you to know. They're not going to really just give you the real, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, it's but like I think that there are people, that are just obsessed with it, and they need to have, well, they're obsessed with social media to begin with. I think there's people out there that they have to post everything that they do, every waking minute of the day
Yeah.
on, like, Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And it's like, I I personally, I hate social media, to be honest with you. The only reason that I use it is for show purposes and things like that. If not for that, I wouldn't even be on social media, I don't think. So,
Okay. All right. So I wanted to clarify on what Z Banger says. He says it helps with minds. I'm single now because of it. So
mm,
I'm wondering, are you saying that social media played a part in you not having a relationship? And then Gene says, does how much income the other person brings to the table help with with relationship decisions? I mean, I think as long as there's an income, I mean, as far as putting like a number on how much a person should bring, I mean, no, that's not a big issue as long as we both can, put in somehow, you know.
Right.
Okay, he says, I mean, social media was a part of my. Oh, okay, so it didn't help. Okay, okay, yeah, income to me. How do you feel about that question?
Well, definitely. I mean, it's got to be there's got to be like some equality there. I guess you don't want some, broke guy basically. I mean, and I mean, I know, from personal experience, um I'm disabled myself. So I'm on a fixed income right now cuz I was laid off from, my actual job. So all I do now is this podcasting stuff. So, and I had somebody tell me, like, straight out that I met on, a dating app, and I thought things were going well between us. We were on, one date, talking, points after that went well, and then she said, "Look, I don't need some broke guy." So I'm like, "Okay, then that's it then." So, it does play a point, it does play a part,
Yeah.
and, for me right now, it's, a big part.
All right. And so for Jean, she says for like for example, what if she works selling propane and propane accessories and that doesn't pay much? So the thing is okay, why it may not pay much, if you feel like you want your partner to grow, why not work together and help your partner grow? Because that's what relationships are about, is
Right.
helping each other grow, unless the other partner really doesn't have that potential. But yeah, that's how I feel
Mhm.
about it.
Mm.
So, what is the number one thing you think causes relationships to go sour?
Ah, incompatibility, and I think that
Incompatibility.
right, because I think that, like, a lot of people, like, place emphasis on, like, outside appearance, and I think that, like, people will, go with somebody that they're drawn with or drawn to, and then, when you get to know a person, you realize that just because, maybe they have something that looks good on the outside, when you get to know them on the inside, it's, it's not everything that you thought it would be, and I think that, you know
I think communication,
well, that yeah, that's a big thing too.
listening. Yeah, like if you're not a good communicator, and if you guys aren't willing to be able to communicate and listen to one another, because you have
Mm.
to listen to communicate, I think that's one of the number one things that causes relationships to go sour. um she says she couldn't handle other female. So are you saying other females that you may have been like creeping off with, or other females that just may have just been like just friends on your, like on your friends list or something? Yeah, so I think that that's one of the
Mm.
number one things that causes relationships to go sour.
Yeah, communication is a big part, and if you don't have that, I mean, then you really don't have anything, and I've known people that, you know, straight out, flat out refuse to communicate, and yet, they're still in relationships. Like, I have a friend who's married, and, her husband refuses to, like, communicate with her, and she's told him outright, like, what he's doing wrong and what needs to be fixed, and he just outright ignores it. So,
What about open relationships? How do you guys feel about that? I don't do open relationships. I'm selfish. I don't like to share. So, I don't do that one. I
right.
don't know how you feel about that.
No, I'm, like, very, like, I'm a very sensitive person, and I just, like, I'm a monogamous person, So I don't think I couldn't do that because I would be too focused on what that person is doing outside of our thing.
We have a caller.
Ah,
You're on the line with Queens Talk Live. What question can we answer for you?
Hi, it's Candace.
Hey, how are you?
Candy Coated Media. I'm in the chat.
Okay. What question can we answer for you, Candy?
Well, you were asking about open relationships. Not my thing. Nothing that I can go for. But I mean, what kind of questions were you guys asking? I'm confused.
So no, that was somebody in the chat that asked that question. But the questions that I was posing today is number one, what is the number one thing that causes relationships to go sour? And the other one was, does social media dictate your relationship?
You know what? Sadly enough, I do think nowadays social media dictates a lot of relationships. I think it's so sad because it, in my opinion, it used to be something that younger couples dealt with and teenagers and things like that. But now I see the same thing happening with older couples, to where you have to basically proclaim your relationship to the internet, or it's not real. You understand what I'm saying? That's the mentality now. Okay, if we're in a relationship, you can have been dating someone 3 months, but if you don't post them on social media and proclaim them to Facebook or Instagram, then you haven't claimed them, or you're hiding them and things of that nature. So I just think these days relationships are so, far based off just dealing with reality. It's kind of sad.
And also, I think when it comes to that insecurity plays a big part in that.
Yeah.
All right. And then the other question, what is the number one thing you feel causes relationships to go sour?
For me, I can speak personally, the number one thing that can make my relationship go sour is unfaithfulness.
Yeah.
Being unfaithful would be my number one thing. I mean, that's a huge, huge trust factor. So, if I can't trust you, sexually and to be safe and things like that, yeah, that's my number one.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank you for calling in, Candy.
You're welcome. You guys have a great show.
You too.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. So I'm gonna get to some comments and then let's see here. Gotta go back up. Repeat which question, Banga? Which one? Because I left off where you said I'm paying the bills is 2 months ahead of time. I was confused on that. And then Candy said, oh, wow. And then you said open relationships, we might as well not have one. And then Crazy Rock says open relationship is a no-go for me. Aaron Hawkins from Hump Day. Hey, Aaron. Another one is threesome. It just doesn't work. If you want to have another shout out, then cut the one you have now loose. That ruin relationships no matter how fun it is in the beginning. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if I would consider myself in a relationship if all that was going on,
Yeah, that's not a relationship. That's just, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's definitely not a relationship.
Right. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, like insecurity plays a big part in relationships going. I mean, especially if you're dealing with somebody who had past relationships where the person may have cheated on them, mistreated them. So then they bring that into the new relationship when they haven't healed. And then now, you know what I'm saying? You're dealing with their insecurities. Also, what about finances? Do you think like that can also cause relationships to go sour? I mean, like, because like somebody asked in the comments, what if that person isn't making a certain amount of money? That sometimes that is important to people.
oh, you're definitely, going to you're gonna have issues if it doesn't kind of like equal out at least in some way, because the other person will be resentful because maybe they're putting more in than you are, and then that could lead to trouble.
But then there's also other ways of financial abuse in a relationship. Like if one person is the breadwinner, then that person feels like they control everything, and you have to just roll with what, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
how they want to
Yep.
do it and how they say. If you want a booty call, then might as well not be in a relationship, nor is an open relationship. What is that? That's not a relationship. No, that's not a relationship. Mm-mm.
No.
Agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, that's just having fun or something like that.
Yeah, that's well, I'm too old for all that anyway. So
Yeah.
if you can't, it says if you can't pay the bills, it's not a relationship. Mm, would you really say that it's not a relationship if the other person can't pay the bills? Because again, if we're in a relationship, shouldn't we be trying to help each other grow? Now, I can understand if that
Right.
other person doesn't have the will or the potential, then that's different.
Right. And well, that's the thing. Like, and you find that out as like the relationship progresses. Like in the beginning of the relationship, if the person is in the financial situation they're in or the job situation they're in, then you know what you're getting into at that point. So it's your choice whether you want to, move forward with it or not. So, but I think, yeah, as time goes on, you can see if that person has that potential to grow or even wants to grow. And if they do, then great, you can work towards it. But if not, then, you've got to move on.
Okay, so Kalano says, how much more do you think you have to make before you are considered the sugar daddy or sugar mama? I mean, in a relationship, you shouldn't be considered a sugar mama or sugar daddy. I mean, mm-mm.
Yeah, that's not a relationship either. That's just somebody who wants money from you, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. A man, that's my opinion. I agree. Okay, Z Banger says he agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not a sugar mama. Now, I don't mind doing something for you for your birthday,
Right.
or you know, Christmas gift or something. I don't
Right.
know, but Valentine's Day. But I ain't just forking out money. I don't got it like that.
No. Yeah,
Okay, I
that
have a text that says, I was wondering what's Mike's favorite position.
oh. I don't wanna know who texted that because I have an idea.
They
Not
didn't leave a name.
okay, well, I have an idea. Um, honestly, well, like I said, I'm a little bit gimped up, so, um, I'm basic, I'm missionary basic for the but see, doggy style is easy too because I can get my balance and really, but yeah.
All right. In a relationship, the only sugar I want is that good between the sheets, not the money. LOL. That's all you want out of a relationship, crazy. Um, Mike likes it. See, these people is
Uh,
tricky. And does it have the initial CBD? I'm Mike's favorite position. No.
no CBD is involved.
Okay. I got some more text messages here. It wasn't Big Tom.
No, I don't think. Yeah, now I don't think it was because he's out of commission, so I don't think it would be him.
But that sugar is good. Don't want a sugar mama. LOL. Okay. I guess. So are any of you guys that's in the chat are that's or anybody that's texting, are you in a relationship? Are you married? What's your deal? I would like to know. So what do you do outside of podcasting?
Well, right now I'm a full-time caregiver for my mother, and that's another no-no in a relationship because the same woman that said, I don't need a broke ass man. She also said she's like, you spend too much time with your mother, and I'm like, it's not like I have a choice because there's nobody else to take care of her. So what am I gonna do?
Are you one of those men that tell your mom everything?
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
I don't like that. I swear.
Yeah, I do not at all. Because believe me, I'm to the point where it's like she's had 2 strokes. I'm like, your brain. I said you just can't like comprehend certain things. So it's better to just leave her out of it anyway. I don't, you know what I mean? It's like I'm 44 years old. You know, I don't need a mother at this point. So
Okay. Hey, crazy. That's the same thing with me. I'm not married, but I am married to my business, which is filmmaking. And yes, it's very complicated and it's time consuming. So that's why I don't know if you were in here earlier. Why I said I really don't have time for a relationship right now. Mike, what's your favorite position? Again, the same question. Mike gets Frosties from mommy.
um, he's here, and that's yeah. Tom, you're supposed to be in the emergency room. Please, like, just relax yourself. Thank you. I know
Okay. All right. So we are almost at 9 o'clock, and I do have to kind of sign off early.
you.
So if no one has any more questions or any more call-ins, we are going to. I'm in the ER, but still alive. Obviously, your
Oh,
text.
yes.
So yes, you guys, I would like to thank you guys for joining the first episode of Queens Talk Live. We will be doing this every Saturday. Our regular time is actually 7:30, but I had to push it back today just because I had some other things going on. But yes, this is something that we will be doing every Saturday. So I would like to thank you guys for stopping by and tuning in, sharing your thoughts and your questions. And you guys all have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.